I've been there. I know exactly what it's like to build a business from scratch, full of passion, only to find yourself a year later just drowning. You're working harder than ever, burning the midnight oil, but it feels like you're just spinning your wheels. Well, if any of that rings a bell, then you're in the right place. So let me ask you a question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Are you actually running your medical practice, or does it feel more like your practice is running you? Dictating every second of your day, pulling you in a million different directions. And look, here's the truth I learned the hard way. You are a brilliant medical professional, an absolute expert at your craft. But let's face it, most of us were never taught the business side of things. So we fall into what I call the operator trap. We do everything ourselves because, hey, it just feels faster, right? But that path, that is a one-way ticket to burnout. But here's the really good news. It does not have to be this way. There is a much better, much more fulfilling path forward. And the best part? It's not about working harder or putting in more hours. No way. It's about leading differently with a totally new approach that puts heart right at the center of your practice. This right here, this slide really gets to the core of the shift we're talking about, moving from a model that's all about profit to one that's driven by your purpose. And trust me, this isn't some fluffy, feel-good idea. It has a huge, real-world impact on everything from patient loyalty to your team's happiness. We're moving from just transactional encounters to building a real community, from corporate drama to an authentic, positive culture. Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Well, it all boils down to 3 core pillars. And these aren't just abstract concepts. They are the actual, tangible building blocks for completely transforming your practice from the inside out. What's really cool is how these 3 pillars just flow into each other. It all starts with you, with your essence. That clarity then fuels your purpose, which guides every decision you make. And when you operate from that purpose, you naturally start building incredible, authentic relationships. So let's break each one down. So it all begins with the essence. This is all about taking what you truly stand for, your deepest values, your passions, and weaving them into the very fabric of your day-to-day operations. When you lead authentically, I'm telling you, it creates this positive ripple effect that your team and your patients can actually feel. And a huge part of your essence is empathy. Honestly, it's the secret sauce. It's what lets you connect with your patients on a much deeper level. And that's what turns a patient into a true raving fan, the kind of person who not only comes back again and again, but who can't wait to tell all their friends about your practice. Now for pillar number 2, which is all about your why. In a heart-based practice, every single decision, from who you hire to the technology you invest in, should be a direct reflection of your core mission. It brings so much clarity to everything you do. When your purpose is your guide, you gain this incredible focus. And this, by the way, is where modern tools can be an absolute game changer. Think of AI not as something that replaces the heart of your practice, but as a tool to amplify your purpose. It can handle all that administrative noise in the background so you can focus on the big picture, mission-critical decisions that only you can make. And that brings us to our 3rd pillar, moving past those cold, sterile, transactional interactions. This is all about building genuine, lasting connections with everyone, your patients and your team. I just love this analogy because it paints such a perfect picture, doesn't it? Imagine your practice feeling less like a clinic and more like a warm, welcoming community gathering, a place where people feel valued, comfortable, and truly seen. That's the incredible power of nurturing real relationships. And the best part? It's not complicated. It starts with the simple things, like really listening to people, showing genuine interest, and actually paying attention to feedback. When you build that foundation of trust, you empower your team to handle these connections, which finally frees you up to stop being the operator and start being the owner. So why does all this matter? Why go through this shift from a frantic operator to a heart-based owner? Well, the reward is so much bigger than just getting more free time. It's about building a legacy. What we're really talking about is building a resilient business that can sustain itself, a practice that runs like a well-oiled machine, even when you're not there, because it's powered by an empowered team and smart systems. By leveraging things like AI, think of it as a digital version of you. You can handle routine communications and ensure your values are always present. That frees up your team to do what they do best. Focus on those high-touch human connections that really matter. Because ultimately, this whole journey is about creating a practice that doesn't just succeed on paper, but one that truly fulfills. One that fulfills you, your team, and your patients. So the real question is, Are you ready to lead from the heart?